My name is Amir. I'm a junior. I'm come from Pakistan. I'm majoring in economics, double minoring in computer science and environmental studies. I might drop the computer science, still debating about that one. But yeah, I'm a junior here at NYUAD. Okay, NYUAD is a very interesting place in terms of community because I feel like we're really, really diverse, and that's one of the best things about being at NYU. But at the same time, with that diversity also comes a level of fragmentation that's hard to overcome, because we have people from 120 something countries, 130 something countries, and that's incredible because you get to walk around with people who have led completely different lives from you, and you're in the same place. But that often comes at a cost. It comes at an expense. That it's harder for you to connect with them superficially, but once you do that, it's much easier for you to just get to know them better and understand differences there. And that is a challenge. And I feel like I talk to a lot of people, not just from Pakistan, but from all over the world, who feel the same way. That it's easier to connect with people from similar backgrounds initially, and then you just fall into that comfort zone. But it's harder for you to just form very meaningful and deep connections with people who are from different parts of the world or have had different lives in different ways. And it's really interesting to see because a lot of people get that right, a lot of people get that wrong, a lot of people are in the middle. And it's, as an observer at least, it's very interesting to see. And that's one thing I really like and dislike about the NYUAD community. But when it does matter, we do come all together really well. And I like that, definitely. We do have some sort of unification, and those are really for things that matter to all of us, and that's really cool. I feel like the SLPL job is somewhat new. I worked with the Student Life Office last year as well, but then I was an RA, so it wasn't necessarily a dedicated SLPL position, though I did a lot of the tasks that are in the job, like I used to come for finance hours, I used to reimburse people their money, stuff like that. This is really interesting in the sense that I'm directly not managing necessarily, but supervising or acting as a liaison for like 8 SIGs. And then I act like a middleman between them and then administration. And it's a really good feeling because I've been part of some of these SIGs, I've had friends who are part of these SIGs, who were part of these SIGs, and I obviously have seen how things play out from the part of the SIG, but now I'm getting a chance to see how all of it happens at the back end, and that's really cool. But yeah, I have to come into office for like 3 to 4 times a week, and then everything else is ad hoc. That's just checking in with my SIGs, that's checking in with them and seeing if they're doing okay, if they need any help whatsoever, if they have any big events coming up, and if in any way whatsoever I can be of assistance. And it's really cool, I like it. It just bridges those two things for me and combines them into one. And I've been on both ends, so that's gratifying. I did study away just once to New York, but I did like a fully abroad J term, if that counts. And a J term with a trip, like a regional seminar. So I went to New York City last semester, which was really cool. The Big Apple, I had really high expectations and whatnot. It's an entirely other conversation of whether or not it met those expectations, but it was nonetheless really, really fun. And I feel like I could have used that change of pace. I could have used that change of air. It was really nice to just be somewhere else, and it just so happened to be New York City, and that was a really good experience. I also did a study away J term, like a fully abroad J term. That was in Paris, and up until very recently, that was my favorite city in the world because it had such a big impact on me. I made a lot of new friends. I found out a lot about myself. I was just going through a transformational period of my life as well, personally, socially, academically, everything, and it was just a really, really good place to be. And my experience, at least in Paris, was far better than I've heard from a lot of other people. Then I did a J term with the regional seminar, and for that I went to Dhaka, Bangladesh, which was an interesting choice because I'm from Pakistan, so we have some shared history because it's a region in South Asia, and I felt like that gave me insight into just the world that had been, that could have been, what it came out to be now, and how beautiful it is in every single way. And that was pretty cool. So in that sense, NYU study UAs are really unique because they give you opportunities to see the world, to expand your horizons, and it's really, really cool. But if I really had to pick, I think, and this is more a phrase, it's not a word, but I think I'd have to say something about just how it brings different people together. Not necessarily in the way you'd expect it, which is the key word here, the key phrase here. It's just a very unique sense of unification within diversity. Okay, it's about time. I need to head to class, but I'm going to catch you later. Bye-bye.